Well, it's peak corn picking season in Connecticut, so right now is the ideal time to make a scrumptious but easy side dish. Here to show us how to prepare a special take on cream corn is cooking instructor Heide Lang from the Fig Cooking School. Nice to have you here.
Delighted to be here.
So this is a little twist. There's some secret ingredients, as you normally do with your dishes.
We love to take a traditional thing and just throw something a little provocative in that makes you go, I never had that before, but isn't difficult. That's the key here. This is something you can go to the farmer's market, buy some fresh corn, come home in a very short period of time, have an incredible side dish.
All right, show me how to do it.
Okay, so we have the fresh corn kernels that have already been
Now, how did you get that off of the cob?
Well, okay, so there's two ways to do it. There's all these little devices. This guy is really cute. He's like a little man, and we call him our little shuck man, even though he's not really shucking. And you can do it that way. You can go like this, and they'll come right off.
That is so easy. My mom used to do this when I had braces.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So anyone who's got teenagers, this is the way to go. Or you can, if you don't have and you don't want to go out and buy a device, you can do it the old-fashioned way, which is just to
cut it right off
like that. Okay?
Very good.
So we've done this, and we've got about 6 cups. That's about 8 ears of corn.
Okay.
And I'm going to put on.
And it's not cooked yet.
It's not cooked, and we're not going to cook it. You know why? Because it will take all the nutrients out. We don't want to take the nutrients out. We want to leave them in. So we've already melted 6 tablespoons of butter.
Okay.
And we're going to put these kernels in. Now, listen, if you want to make this dish in the wintertime, which my children beg me to do.
Okay.
We buy organic frozen corn, and that's not a bad option even in the summer if you can't get fresh corn.
Okay.
I prefer not to buy supermarket corn because there's no way it's been harvested. Well, it may be, but it's very unlikely that it was harvested in 24 hours.
Okay.
And
that's what we want.
Yeah, and what happens if it's less than 24 hours, more than 24 hours, the sugar starts to turn into starch. Okay. So you know when you've had corn and it's got that funny consistency?
It's just overripe, it seems like.
Exactly.
Sure.
So we want fresh corn. So we're going to just coat this very quickly with the butter. That's always something you want to do when you're sauteing something like that, just like when you're making rice.
Okay.
And then we're going to put in a teaspoon of sugar, just to be on the safe side. And if the longer the corn has been harvested, the more sugar you'd want to add. And that's going to be in our recipe. We're going to add half a teaspoon of pepper and a teaspoon of salt.
Okay.
We will stir that, and then I'm going to also put this guy on so that we then can go to the next stage.
All right. Now, would this be a side dish, or I feel like it could even be maybe a lunch?
Well, you know, it's great. We even like it sort of cold room temperature.
Okay.
So it's great with fish or broiled chicken, really anything you want.
Okay.
So after now this is stirred, this is so simple, Teresa.
Even I could do it.
I wasn't going to say that. Here you go. Pour in. So we would wait normally another minute or 2, but it's fine. If you're really in a rush, pour in that heavy cream.
And you also got this from the farmer's market, which is nice.
It's all from the farmer's market. They're all over Connecticut, and put this in too.
Okay.
In fact, there's all kinds of events in all the farmer's markets now around Connecticut, and I'm actually going to be participating in a cook-off.
Oh, tell me about this.
September 22nd. It's going to be sort of like an Iron Chef thing.
Where are you going to be?
At Worcester Square Market, and some other participating restaurants in New Haven will also be there. We're going to go shop at the market. And then
whip something together,
and there'll be judges who I hope will be kind.
Fabulous!
Yeah, it should be really fun. So and that's September 22nd.
No one sees this recipe. They're going to take it from
you. Yeah, right. It's mine. So now we have this part has already. This is going to reduce until it looks like this. I don't know if you can see that, but most of the liquid has been absorbed by the corn, which remember has not been boiled, so it's going to be thirsty for some nutrients, some moisture. So let's put in the lime zest.
So this is the secret ingredient. We're putting in lime zest.
Yes. And then
I love the smell. You shouldn't tell people and have them guess what it is.
I should.
That's good. I like that.
I should. And then we're going to put in 2 teaspoons of fresh lime.
Oh, fabulous.
So if you don't have fresh lime and you want to use lime juice and skip the lime zest, you can, of course, but it's worth it. It's really worth the extra effort. So this now is going to just cook for another minute or 2, and it is done. Okay. And you can make this the day before.
Let's talk about finding corn. How do you know you have the right?
That's a great question. There are a lot of ways. For one thing, if you see the stem here, if it's the lighter the color, the fresher the corn is. Another way, and here's the thing, Farmers don't like it when you're at the farmer's market and you
peeling them
peel
off,
all that,
right?
because then they're unsellable. You should have a reliable booth, a stand that you go to. Is smell driving you crazy?
I know, so I'm just going to eat the whole thing. I'll contain myself, though.
You should go to a booth that you know, and it's okay if you just pull it back just a little bit.
What are we looking for?
We're looking for the kernels to be very tight together like they are here. We're looking for, of course, not a lot of worms or animals that have, but you know, sometimes it's going to happen. And we're also looking for corn that's ripe, that is fully ripe. And here's the other, we were talking about this before. If you take your finger and you pierce it,
oh, wow.
it will squirt you.
And that's when
that's how you know it's
that
fresh.
It's ready.
So,
together?
that you can try that, and that's how you'll know.
Do you know I'm allergic to shucking corn? I used to tell my mom
Is that true?
when I was younger, and she would make me do it anyway.
Oh, don't tell that if any kids are watching, because that's always the kid job.
I know.
In fact, when I was preparing for today, that is actually one of the jobs that my 15-year-old had. Yeah. So this is going to then, after about 20 minutes, this will boil down, and then it will look like that.
Great, and we're going to have the recipe on WTNH.com.
We are indeed.
I'd like to try this at the end of the show. Can you stick around?
I certainly can.
All right, very good, Heidi. Thanks again. And